These beautiful essential oils will go through the skin and hold. Interesting. Ginger. Rosemary, far more stimulating, energizing. Strongly up each side of the spine, right up to the neck, and then seeing if the patella will move left to right and up and down. Pushing the shoulder down and then extending and lengthening up, down the spine, fingers each side of the length of the vertebrae, using heel of hands to press, loosen. Right, Juliet, you're here, you've come a little distance.
Yeah, about half an hour's drive, so
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
Yeah, good. Well, thank you very much for booking. Very much appreciate it. And I just hope to give you a nice treatment tonight and that you can go out of here floating.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, so you've booked a full body massage with a face and scalp. So lots of lovely ASMR sounds. But whenever people book with me, I never just want to encourage them to relax and see them float out of here, which is absolutely wonderful. I want to help heal them as well. There are various ways that I can help people during a treatment. One is essential oils using aromatherapy, and of course you've booked a massage. So these beautiful essential oils will go through the skin into the blood circulation and then transported all over the body, and they know, they're intelligent, they know where they need to go in order to help out. So, being an aromatherapist, we're going to check with Kinesiology these essential oils. I've looked at your consultation notes, so I've picked a few out already. We're just going to do some muscle testing to see which ones are right for you today in this moment. And then I'll put them into your lovely aromatherapy massage mix. Okay. So, can we start off with a little finger to a thumb? I'm just going to do a muscle test to see, and I want you to hold them together really strongly. I'm going to try and pull apart and hold nice and strong. So one of these oils, if you could just hold it to you. Now we've got that base test, and I'm going to try and pull apart and hold. Okay, so you're holding that together, lovely. That was rosemary. And the next one, just hold it to you and hold. Love it. It came apart slightly. Okay. And hold. Interesting. Ginger. Okay, next one. And hold. Okay, came apart slightly. Just putting them into different categories here. And hold. Ah. Wow, we've got lavender, so we've got 3 already. And hold. Okay. Pettigrain. And hold. Is your hand getting weak, or are we okay still using it?
Try the
Yeah.
other hand there.
Let's just try this one then. And hold. Oh, really strong. If you could with the other hand hold that to you and hold. Lovely. Cedarwood. Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
And hold. Oh, wow. Organic lemon. Sorry.
Okay.
And hold. Oh, we've got quite a range here.
There's a few to choose from.
So, how about you inhale some of them and just see if you like their scent, and then we can choose that way, because you've got, I don't know,
There's quite a few there.
7, 8 here. Okay, see if you like that one.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So middling.
Yeah. That's nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got lemon. That one was rose in the middle.
No, not so much on that one.
Okay, cedarwood.
No. I don't think
Okay, so that was ylang ylang.
so. That's nice.
Ah, petitgrain, lovely, which is orange blossom.
That's nice.
Ah, lavender. Well, we've got 3 nice ones already. Lemon, lavender and petitgrain.
No.
Okay, ginger. Last one.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, rosemary. So we're going to use 4 oils here. And what we've got is a herb, a flower, a fruit.
Oh, right.
So we've got lavender, which you're familiar with. It's the flowering tops of the lavender bush. And I love lavender because it's a catch-all. I call it an umbrella or essential oil because it's good for so many different things. There's probably not much that it isn't good for. So everything that you've mentioned on your form, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So we're looking at digestive, we're looking at anxiety, skin irritation, and
A few
relaxation and muscular aches and pains.
Yeah.
So even though that sounds like a lot, it's probably not, because you're probably fairly typical of a lot of people who come to me. You know, a little bit of skin irritation, a little bit of muscle ache and pain, wanting relaxation, aches and pains, and a little bit of digestive upset. That's probably fairly common. So lavender, absolutely fantastic. Then we've got rosemary, another herb, which is far more stimulating, very energizing. It's really good to keep us awake, alert, good for focus and clarity. So it'll help you get home tonight.
Yeah, great.
Then we've got petitgrain, which I absolutely love the scent of this. It's not for everyone. It's a particular orange blossom flower, but I absolutely love it. I think it's very floral and scented, and I often add it to other mixes that are a bit too heavy, and it lightens the mix. And then we've got lemon, which is so zingy and fresh. It's obviously expressed from the skin of the lemon. This is an organic variety, so you know that you're going to get that beautiful, fresh, zingy. And obviously lemon is really good for digestive system because it's a cleanser, but it's also good for the skin.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So, lovely mix there. So let's get you ready for the couch.
Wonderful.
So just applying the oil, and we've got lemon, lavender, rosemary and petitgrain. And the oil's going on beautifully, really nice. Yes, you've got a lovely tattoo there, Juliet. Okay, Juliet, 3 nice long breaths. So introducing the oil, spreading it around the body. I'm already feeling some tension across the top of the trapezius and the back of the scapula. So the effect of the lavender essential oil and the rosemary will help relieve any muscle tightness. I know that there may be a little arthritis in parts one of the feet and maybe other areas. So I know the lavender and rosemary combined will help relieve that tension. And now 2 thumbs symmetrically up the upper thoracics into the cervicals of the neck. How's the pressure, Juliet?
Yeah, it's good, thank you.
Good. And strongly up each side of the spine, right up to the neck. Separating and down. Up. Across. Together. Strongly over the lumbar. Separated over the thoracics and ribs. Hooking over the shoulders, down. Connecting with the arms, keeping them warm. Beautiful long effleurage. And now focusing more to the shoulders, coming up, hooking under those scapula, the angel wings, down the sides, up under the point, up the middle, across the top line. I'm feeling quite a lot of tension there, so I'm going to be spending some time here bringing the blood flow, which will help fluidity, softness and movement. There's also a little bit of crunchiness across the top now. It's interesting with a massage. Sometimes at first, all you can feel is solidity. And then the more that the massage penetrates, the body softens, the breathing lengthens, then actually more can be felt in the hidden layers, like the crunchiness across the top of the shoulders is now coming out. I'm just going to take your arm. That's it, nice and relaxed, letting the elbow go. And then raising that, so let the arm go nice and heavy, beautiful. That's it, lovely. And then just resting your hand there. That's it, elbow onto my arm. That's it, beautiful. And now I can hook under a little bit that scapula. That's it, nice and heavy. Good, that's it. And that by making this heavy here, the opposite edge of the scapula rises, allowing for a little gap to appear where we can agitate and shift any impurities, toxins sitting under that flat plate of bone. And then agitating just with flat fingers on top of the scapula. So by holding the scapular point in one hand and knuckling with flat upper fingers over, with the pressure always going upwards. Did I hear you say earlier, Juliet, that you were doing some weights yesterday?
Yeah.
I can tell by the shape of your back that you work out, because you've got this lovely strong line, and the shape on the upper back here, definitely. So is weights something you do a lot of?
I do like a body pump class, so that's once a week. But I do a spin class on a Monday and like a body combat class on a Wednesday. So it's all sort of using different muscles in the body throughout. So.
Great. Yeah, so combat will be getting those boxing moves of the upper body. Yeah. I used to do a combat class and a pump, so I know what it's like. I used to love it. So yeah, so that's all of this shape that's apparent here in the upper body. No, you've got a good shape there. But obviously, you know, whenever we exercise and build up the muscles, they also need to lengthen and stretch and soften when they're not being used. So I'm glad you've booked a massage, because that's something that you might want to find yourself a good therapist on a regular basis to try and soften these muscles that you're using so regularly in your classes.
Yeah.
How's it feeling over the top of that shoulder?
Yeah, no, good.
It's not too much?
No, not at all.
Oh, good. So I'm using one thumb hooked over the top, backed up by a row of strong fingers of the other hand, up and over. And then just gently pulling the shoulder point in order to lengthen this stretch here of the shoulder from the neck down the arm. Repeating the exercise to the right side. Hooking round the scapula again. Tracing the line, the edge, trying to hook under slightly. Creating a nice rosy line. That's good. And then loosening the arm. Supporting the shoulder point, bending the elbow. And letting it go, letting the whole arm, the elbow, in order to allow the shoulder, the whole arm to rotate. That's good, it's better than the other side. Interestingly, because you're right-handed. And then lengthening from the neck down the length of the shoulder and the arm. And then that knuckling over the scapula. And then once the impurities and toxins are agitated that sit on the top of the scapula, just shifting them with flat palms and fingers up and over the top, aiming for the cervical lymph factory in the chest. Also for the lymph node here to the armpit. And now a reverse effleurage, coming strongly up the sides of the back. And gently down. And now looking at the sides of the spine, at each level of the disc, between vertebrae, and just pressing with flat thumb pads in line with beautiful lengthened breathing. So this lovely relaxing massage technique helps to recalibrate the nervine connections working down the sides of left and right sides of the spine. It's a way of simply pressing the reset button. So I'm actually feeling quite a lot of tension here, because just on the outer side of this line is the erector spinae muscle, which feels very well formed and strong. And it is good to have nice strong muscles, but they also need to know when to relax and when to let go and to soften. Really nice. So, following the line down in between the spine and the erector spinae, all the way down to the sacrum, the bottom of the spine. And then the same to the right side. Actually giving quite a medium pressure here. So yeah, it's particularly particularly strong around the waist, the obliques, the lumbar area of the spine. And maybe that might account for why digestively there might be some sluggish reaction there. So I think by instilling some softness, relaxation to the waist and lumbar, I'm hoping that's going to really help with the digestive system. Lovely, and then coming back to the effleurage, coming upwards this time, applying a little more oil. And now working with those knuckles again to the sacrum. Feeling the integrity of the sacrum, the orientation of it, making sure that it's not twisted, that it's not angled, it's just nicely sitting. And then round the hip crests. Over the sides to the front. Working my way up and then separating fingers to the couch and meeting the heel of hand to the fingers and back again. Now wanting to work on the lumbar area of the spine in order to help digestively, and of course all the essential oils I'm using, the rosemary, lavender, the petitgrain, would all help with any digestive softening. Lovely, coming down the sides of the obliques, pushing into the hip crests and up again. That's feeling better already. Nice rosy complexion, that's exactly what I need. It's really interesting as a therapist to look at the colouring and toning of the back, because as soon as we start massaging it should respond by going nice and rosy. And any areas that stay pale, we tend to know need a little bit more attention. The blood isn't getting there effectively, and therefore won't be helping that area and the organs and the skin in that zone. So a little bit more warming, a little bit more attention. Okay, now to the scissoring. Lifting the skin between the thumb sides in quite an agitating, stimulating manner. Again, nice and rosy, and then a nice long line of finger pads to move the impurities out of the way down to the lymph nodes, which will eat them up, put them into most likely the urinary system in order to be washed away. Pulling them over with full intention. It's not just a physical treatment. It's all about the therapist to client intention as well. The effect of knowing what the treatment is doing internally and on the skin, and intending plenty of care for the client and their health. Coming up with an effleurage again, and then overlapping hands firmly at first, pulling away from that line to the side of the spine, pulling away, hooking into it and over the muscles and out away from the center. And then more softly. Coming up to the neck, overlapping hands, intending length and upward movement, stretching, therapy treating, up over that occiput. You warm enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, spreading the beautiful oil over the back of the leg, encompassing the whole leg and foot up to the side of the hip. I'm just going to secure the arm under the towel. There we are. Pushing the foot in order to make it feel secure and solid into the soft couch. And then strong hands up the back of the leg, being softer over the back of the knee, raising the lower foot, the lower leg by the foot, and then pressing with the heel of the hand into the calf quite strongly, making the foot point, finding the split in the muscle about halfway up at the soleus. These muscles can feel quite sore if we don't massage them, if we're on our feet a lot. And then down the sides of the muscles, the gastrocnemius and the soleus mainly. Lovely, so nice to have massaged and cleared away. Giving it a little tug. And then up the side of the thigh. And 3-finger stroking, so using 3 strong fingers, alternately overlapping up the calf, gently over the back of the knee, continuing up the back of the thigh, clearing those hamstrings. And hooking under the back of the hip, all the way down to the foot and off. And then massaging up the back of the left leg, strongly up. I can hear the church bells. I think they're doing a practice tonight. Just softly in the distance. Just using the heel of the hands strongly, mainly in the center of those muscles, gently again over the knee, and then strongly again, pushing upwards into the hip and the hip side, and then raising the foot, that's it, replacing the knee, and then strongly towards the knee. Encouraging gravity to help me clear any tightness, toxins, free radicals. That's good. So this is the foot here with the arthritis, isn't it, Juliet?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Is it sore when I'm touching it?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Splitting the soleus and gastrocnemius, clearing. Lovely. And then 3-finger technique. Moving the lymph up the calf and the hamstrings. Hooking under the hip bone again, and then strongly the side of those hips. Such a nice movement here. It feels so supportive and reassuring having the hips massaged, because of course it's the seat of our spine. It does a good strong job in keeping our spine upright, and so important for our strength and movement. Our overall health rests in the pelvis. Eye pillow going on. So I just put some lovely Roman chamomile hydrolat on some cotton circles, and then the beautiful eye pillow which has got rose, mint and lavender petals. There we are. So massaging up the front of the right leg, giving it a little stretch, and an upward effleurage massage and a stretch, strongly up and stretching down, giving the leg some more length, and then working up the lower leg, feeling the edges of those beautiful lower bones, while pressing with palms over the front of them. It's good, there's some nice warmth there now already. While always tracing with fingers into the edges of those bones, into the sides of the back of the muscle there, and then flat palms over the knee. And fingers hooking under the patella sides, which feels a bit like a square shape, hooking under the sides and over the top, gently over the bottom. There's a lot of muscle and soft tissue there. And then seeing if the bone will move and rock without any hindrance. It's moving beautifully. And then up and down. Very good. And then any toxins that have been agitated into the lymph are now being encouraged down the inside of the knee. And then I'll be agitating, just stimulating the back of the knee gently in order to kickstart the lymph node behind the knee to eat away those toxins. And then hooking under this beautiful muscle here, the sartorius, up, overlapping strong hands from the back over the inside and then up over the front of this nice strong muscle group. Warming the quadriceps and then the sides up to the hip point. Nice long femur bone and long strong muscles that react well with warmth and softness. That's so good. And lengthening again before covering with a towel. And circling at the foot. Nice exaggerated circles, stretching to the limit of the circle to really soften the joint, stretch the muscles, and confirm for the foot that there is a beautiful circle to be had when it is stretched and massaged by a therapist. And then down the metatarsals in between each bone, extending and clearing those gullies there where the soft tissue is. And then around each toe and circling and flicking. And then using those knuckles flat under the sole of the foot, around the ball, pad, instep and heel. Around the outer edge, even the toes. Okay, so this is the foot with a little arthritis. Just going to be very careful here, but also wanting to give the foot some therapy and relief. Spreading the oil over the whole leg and foot and hip. Up the lovely thigh and down. So nice strong effleurage, being careful over the knee, and then strongly again hooking round the side of the beautiful hip. And a nice lengthening. And then each side of that lovely shin. Strong knee to the sides of the shin at first, and then flat palms to the front. Always pushing upwards towards the heart. Fingers under the edges of those bones. Such a nice feeling. It can feel quite sore, but in a therapeutic, relieving kind of way, it's also really nice. Over that beautiful knee. Flat palms at first. And then hooking around the patella. That's it, softening into the leg, encouraging the movement of lymph down the side of the knee to the back with gentle encouragement. And then seeing if the patella will move left to right and up and down. That's good. It's getting better the more that we do it. And then hooking under that lovely thigh. From the back of the knee, hooking up and over to the outside. Strong hands. Following the line of the sartorius. And then up over the quads. And the sides. Beautiful ankle. Going to be very conscious of some arthritis in the foot here. So first of all, turning the foot, supporting at the ankle. Rotating it slowly but firmly. around the other way. And then around the ankle, the bones coming upwards. And then the metatarsals, caterpillar movement up in between the metatarsals, pushing on the soft fascia. And then round with the big toe. Lovely, encouraging some soft movement, some looseness and mobility. Massaging around the joint, the knuckle, and flicking. Just like with the other foot, knuckling gently into the toes, the pad, the instep and the heel. And then the edges of the foot. And off. Juliet, just bending your knees, ready for a cushion under your knees. That's it, and down. Just to help the lower back. Applying the oil nice and gently. And then effleurage around and up. Around and up. And then beautiful circles, following the line of the colon, gently over the aortic valve, down to descending, softly over the lower abdomen and up. And then strongly up the side, pulling the fascia up to the centre, overlapping hands, relaxing the whole abdomen. Over the hip to the soft tissue, the liver, kidneys, lovely little girdles, and then to the adrenals, the spleen, the pancreas, the stomach, the Houston valve, bladder, uterus, and then the ileocecal valve, colon, and the small intestine. Encouraging movement in the correct manner. And then just working on some acupressure points. Some key valves. Giving the abdomen some tender loving care. And then sweeping up. Helping balance the energies. Round and back. One more effleurage. Round and back. And just helping to clear the ICV in case this is what might be causing any digestive imbalance. Clearing from this point out towards the hip. And the same for the Houston valve, coming from in between the navel and the hip point, coming out. Some warmth and energy to those 2 points. Spreading the oil over the whole arm. And then raising the arm up. Hooking over the opposite shoulder and massaging down the upper arm back to the shoulder and armpit. Again, asking gravity to help me bring any impurities and toxins back to the lymph node. encouraging lymph in the correct direction, upwards. Relaxing down. And then massaging down the forearm, again upwards towards the elbow. Stimulating the lymph node at the inside of the elbow. This feels really nice to receive if we do lots of work with our hands or fingers. Relaxing into those forearms, muscles and tendons. And then circling at the wrist. Massaging into the wrist bones using double thumbs. Hands feel a little dry, so this oil will help greatly, especially the lavender, the petitgrain. Lavender is so lovely to treat any dry skin condition, eczema, psoriasis, and any dermatitis and dryness. And then circling the thumb and a gentle pull. And a little flick. And a good stretch. Lovely little noises. And then circling over the elbow, clearing down the upper arm over the bicep and tricep. All the way to the deltoid, back, and a stretch. Before clearing down the forearm. Then into that lovely wrist. Massaging around the beautiful wrist bones. Each finger individually has much care and attention. No part is left uncared for. It's all a beautiful, rich tapestry that is our body. The lovely thing about having a massage is it makes you become quite body aware, aware of every little part, every fingernail, every bone in the spine, every organ. And then we can take account of it, look after it, own it, and ensure that it is well and healthy. So, effleuraging across the shoulders, up the back of the neck, to the occiput. Across the lovely clavicle, over the top of those ribs, to the shoulder points. Back of the shoulders, up the sides of the spine, stretching at the occiput and turning just gently, and then massaging that beautiful length from the shoulder point up the length of that trapezius side, sternocleidomastoid, and up the back of the neck, pushing the shoulder down and then extending and lengthening up before bringing the knuckles into play around that lovely shoulder point. Got the lovely church bells serenading us tonight. They're practicing for a wedding at the weekend. And then up that lovely, strong trapezius. Instilling some softness, bending the edge and top of that muscle. Bringing in some warmth. Increasing the pressure just slightly. This can feel a little sore here when the muscle is as strong and solid as this. And over. Pushing the shoulder down, bringing the strong hand up, stretching stretching the back of the neck and pushing back down again. And then bringing those knuckles in. Over the top of the shoulder, instilling some softness. And then trapezius, sternocleidomastoid, strong thumb, tracing the line of the muscle, and back. I'm just removing the eye pillow. It might feel a little bright. Pushing the upper chest, shoulder points, over the shoulders, raising the head, and then down the spine, fingers each side of the length of the vertebrae, and then supporting the head, bringing it up, lengthening the neck, and allowing it to tilt back down before stretching. Up each side, supporting each side of the neck, and lengthening. Beautiful. Okay, just coming up the beautiful neck, from the shoulders, the clavicle, from the deltoids and around the chin, soothing, introducing the oil, widening over the top lip and the cheeks, alternating up the nose, widening at the forehead, and then down again over the cheeks, up the third eye, round the orbital bone. And then up the neck again, upward pressure, soothing the lovely muscles around the neck. Hooking over the chin, and then fingers hooking under the line of the bone of the mandible. Thumb pad massaging around that lovely, strong muscle around the jawline, and then the maxilla, over the nasal bone and down the sides, hooking around the nostrils, the top of the sinuses and out. Around the orbital bone, down again and out. and then lovely acupressure points along the sinus lines. Under the beautiful zygomatic bone of the cheekbones. Down and out, down and out, and then onto the lovely forehead, the frontal bone, hooking under a beautiful acupressure point between the brows, helping relieve any headaches and head congestion. And then acupressure point finger pads widening, separating. And flat whole finger over the line of the acupressure points, clearing the way, tuning into the energy of the body, the mind, the spirit, into the temples, and then the rocking horse down the forehead, around the cheeks, at the lips, forehead, cheeks, lips. Back to the temples and around the ears. Massaging into the soft tissue of the ear, the earlobe, all the reflexology points, the brain, the spine, stretching the vertebra, and then one finger in front, several behind, massaging the head behind the ear, the lobe, the ear circle, and up, removing the bobble. Loosening the hair onto the pillow. And then whole hands massaging the whole of the head, the parietals and the temporals all together. Making a line with double thumbs over the top of the cranium, as far back and round as I can reach, and then acupressure points over the line that has been marked. Again, making a line along another 2 meridian points, and then pressing clearing the way, tuning into those lovely meridians and the way they relate to the rest of the body. And then more of a petrissage massage around the temporal muscles, the bones, using thumb pads over the sagittal suture, which is in the center line of the cranium. Using heel of hands to press, loosen, rotate, encouraging softness in the fascia around the cranium. And then turning the head gently to massage around the back, hooking the fingers under the occiput, around the back of the head, and then petrissage at the same places with the fingers. Being careful not to pull the hair, just massaging over, gliding over the scalp. Same for the other side. Stretching up, stretching up, round, and then acupressure points into the main occiput line and the center back of the head, and then 2 more each side, pressing and relieving, creating some space and balance. Breathing, tuning in to the breath together. And then a gentle pull. And then moving the skin on top of the scalp, making sure there's some softness there. Before doing some gentle hair pulling, relieving any tension in the scalp, encouraging the scalp to let go. And then combing, just like with an Indian head massage. Combing the hair using soft nails all the way the whole scalp. Finishing with 3 effleurages round the chest, shoulders, scalp and hair, each one becoming more and more gentle. Keeping your eyes closed, take a nice long breath. And then continuing with the deep breathing, sending your breath all around your body. Feeling the breath arrive at toes and fingers. Slowly introducing some movement to hands and feet, stretching out through the fingers and toes. Moving gently, stretching palms and soles. And if you feel like it, turning into the wrists and the ankles, rotating them one way and the other. And then bringing movement to the shoulders, rotating the shoulders in one direction and the other. And if you feel like it, bringing your arms up over your head for a nice whole body stretch. You feel okay?
Yeah, that was lovely. Very much.
My pleasure. Lovely to have you.
Yeah, really enjoyed that.
Good.
That was good. It's I've never had like massage under my stomach or my ears and things like that. So that was really lovely.
Oh.
But it's fine. You think you're all right in some areas, but then you know it's tender. Like down here, it was tender. But like you say,
feel
that's all my typing, isn't it?
Oh, is
Things like
it?
that, probably.
Right.
And of course, lifting weights like that.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
It's really good. Thank you
Because
very
it's good doing all of that, and especially the exercise, but we also need to balance it up with stretching and loosening, and if that's a massage, then so be it. Well, I'm glad to have helped.
much. No, it's lovely. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.